Oh, hey, David, buddy. How you doing? You know, as the head of the dollhouse, I was made aware that there's a little bit of a vote going on. A vote of no confidence. Because you're rigging the league in your favor. You're manipulative. You're lying. You're tricking people. I have to say, good for you. Only issue is you got caught. And on my road to domination, I can't have you in my way. And yeah, it's not even unfortunate. I don't care. You're done. David, no confidence. We're gonna impeach the mother. Bye-bye.
Was, for the people that don't know and for many that do, you started this league. You are one of the founding fathers of this league. And Star Wars, the division, is really your baby.
Lampa? Funtacular.
Yeah, the spelling doesn't count, so...
Echo 3.
That's 2 big points.
Do you feel that way? Is there somebody, anybody in this league that can challenge you?
Oh yeah.
Raymer's Antilles.
You are correct.
Red, gold, green, and gray.
That is all 4 of them.
Editing, mixing, visual effects, original score 4.
That's your final answer?
Yes.
You are correct, sir.
C. Master Boss.
And your winner, by way of knockout, to
Jazz.
and your winner, via technical knockout, Case.
This is the moment. This is the moment I literally started this league for. The movie trivia face-off champions, Star Wars Championship.
Well, here we are, finally, Star Wars title match. I knew I would be in this. Most people knew that. If you didn't know that, well, then you don't know me well enough, I feel.
Right now, I am not the commissioner. I am a Star Wars fan who has been preparing to win the Star Wars Championship since I was 3 years old and I watched a Star Wars movie for the first time.
I read the comics, I read the books, I watch TV shows, and all that helps me get all these little nuggets that I need to know for the trivia.
I am not going to say anything bad about Case because I know he knows his stuff. I am not going to say I know more, but I am not going to say I know less either.
I know that David is very good. I respect him very much, of course, and I know this will be a good fight that he'll give me, but I think I am good enough to win this title.
As I said, I started this whole thing to win this championship. So, let's just do it.
Good luck to David, you'll need it.
What's up, face-off fanatics? Welcome back once again. It is time, and it's not a regular match today. It's a special match, a match coming to you live and in color from a galaxy far, far away and a long, long time ago. That's right. It's our Star Wars Championship match. We are going to be naming the man on top of the mountain, the one who would be king, the Lord of all when it comes to Star Wars knowledge, with 2 amazing competitors, David the Spaniard García and Case Cornelise, facing off. This is going to be a great match. Real quick, I just want to say, some of you fans out there know I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, but I still love these movies. I grew up watching them, and the adventures of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, these were the basis for a lot of my childhood love of movies. So I am thrilled to be here today, but I'm even more thrilled to be joined by one of the few men in the entire world, in the entire galaxy, who may have more Star Wars knowledge than our two competitors today. You've seen him on the Schmodown. He fights for every Star Wars trivia question, and it's an honor to introduce to you my co-host for this match today, the man himself, Andrew DiMalanta.
Well, hello there. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to do this. You know, I love Star Wars, obviously, and I love movie trivia. Just talking about Star Wars is one of the greatest pleasures of my life, and just to be a part of this is great. And just to be a part of a championship title match is always great. So thanks for having me.
Well, as I mentioned, it is our pleasure to have you here, Andrew. You are truly a luminary when it comes to movie trivia and Star Wars. You're the kind of man who people fear when it comes to that knowledge. You live, you breathe Star Wars. Some might say the Force is definitely with you.
Yeah, it's definitely not with my record, though. So put that aside.
Well, I got to promise you, you're definitely doing better than I would do in the same situation. But with that in mind, we do have our competitors ready in the back. We are ready to get this whole thing started. Somebody cue up the opening crawl. Oh, we don't have that? Okay. Well, instead, we're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce our competitors. As mentioned, this is the Star Wars Championship match. This will be for the title. Let's get them in here. Introducing first. He is the Movie Trivia Face-Off Star Wars #1 contender. You know him as the Commissioner, the Spaniard. He is David García.
Hey, I'm nervous, I have to say, but let's just do this.
All right, I was certainly hoping for a different member of the García family, but he is here, he's ready to fight, and he knows his stuff in Star Wars, as does his opponent. He is also the Star Wars #1 contender in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. He is Kays Cornelies.
Hello, what's up? Looking forward. I'm also nervous.
All right, two competitors.
I do have one thing. My nickname is the Grand Admiral.
He is indeed the Grand Admiral, something that you get at a seafood restaurant, Thrawn soup, prawn. Either way, two great Star Wars competitors, two men who know everything from A to Z in the Star Wars galaxy, or all of the galaxies, once again, far, far away. I'm thrilled to have you both here, mostly. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have Andrew here. We've got our competitors in place. We have our question documents ready to go. And with that, we're going to ask the all-important question. Andrew, are you ready to get this thing going?
I'm ready. I'm ready to see two people that know Star Wars talk about Star Wars. So let's do it.
Something I'm sure you're familiar with. And we'll go to our competitors, both the #1 contenders. Gentlemen, for all the marbles for the Movie Trivia Face-Off inaugural Star Wars Championship title. David García, are you ready?
Stay on target.
And Kays, the Grand Admiral, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so once again, we are going to get this thing going for you. Bum, 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 bum. That's the Star Wars theme for those of you out there who don't know what it is. I'm sure you're watching this for some reason. All right, gentlemen, that means that we have 5 rounds in this match. It is a championship match, a title matchup. Your first round we are going to get into right now, and I will read you the rules. Andrew will be asking the first question. Your rules for round #1 in this 5-round matchup. You will receive 10 questions from the galaxy far, far away. They will come from various corners of the Star Wars trivia knowledge. You will have 15 seconds approximately to answer. You will write down your answer on your whiteboard, and when your time is up and we say your name, you will show us your whiteboard and verbalize the answer at the same time. There is no penalty for missing a question in round #1. There is no stealing. Each player throughout the course of the match will have 3 repeats or JTE rules. Use these for extra time, or if you didn't hear the question correctly. Each competitor has 1 challenge. If they don't like the way a question was worded or feel we made a mistake, they may challenge. Should their challenge be upheld, they will maintain their challenge, and we will make a ruling. If their challenge is overruled, they will lose their challenge and not have access to it for the rest of the match. With that and everything at the ready, it is time to face off for the Star Wars Championship title. Andrew, question number 1.
All right.
I'll throw it to you.
Question number 1 comes in the category of Phantom Menace. Who portrays Chancellor Valorum in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
Now, The Phantom Menace is a very interesting film. I remember being so hyped. I waited in line just like everybody else for this one.
I actually saw this movie 13 times in theaters, and I still have not beaten that record. So that's
all right. Lucky number 13.
Fun little piece of fact.
Okay.
And gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. We will go first to David.
The Terrence Stamp.
Correct.
Absolutely. 1 point for David, and did Case have it?
Same thing. Stamp.
Excellent.
All right, 1 point apiece. This is the start that we expected to see. Both these guys definitely know their stuff. And we'll go into your second question of 10 in this round. In the category of Attack of the Clones, what is the first name of Owen Lars's father? See, Andrew, this is where you guys are on a different level from someone like me. People say, what is the first name of side character in a movie? And I go, no, I kind of know that. But when it's Star Wars, I go, ooh.
Yeah, there are some characters in Star Wars that get asked in trivia that the names aren't mentioned in the movies, so it's like extra research type of stuff. So, names are always like a challenge.
This name does get mentioned.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gentlemen, quick hint for you. It's not Zaphod Beeblebrox. Let's go to Case.
Klieg.
Klieg Lars is correct for a point, taking you to 2. David, did you have that?
Yeah, Klieg.
Klieg Lars, 2 points apiece. Perfect game so far. All right, both players still remaining perfect as we go back to the man himself, Andrew DiMalanta, for question number 3.
Question number 3 comes in the category of the Clone Wars. What does Anakin nickname Ahsoka Tano?
See, you've got alien names, you've got planet names, you've got nicknames.
This one, the Clone Wars is a movie that I like more and more. I watch it. I know, like, first time I watched it, I was like, what am I watching? But watch it as an episode of the series, I think it holds up.
You should watch it as the 3rd episode in chronological order.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go to Case.
Snips.
Correct for 1 point.
Well done. And David.
Well, Andrew, now I know you hate me. I mean, we all knew that, but I think you should have gone to me first. Snips.
Once again, correct. David García telling me how to do my job, but gets the point nonetheless. 3-3, perfect game for both players. And David, I will keep that in mind for next time. My apologies to Case, because I'm not going to apologize to you. Gentlemen, we're going to continue with your question. 4 of 10. Category is Revenge of the Sith. On which planet, there's that planet name, does Obi-Wan fight and kill General Grievous? Grievous, one of those George Lucas specials when it comes to naming Star Wars characters.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. I was like, and then I lost it. I'm sorry.
I think some people would say George Lucas lost his train of thought right before making those people, but it's a debatable point.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down, and because David said it, once again, I will not go to him first. Case, what do you have?
Utapau.
Utapau, correct. David.
Yeah. Utapau.
Utapau, 4 points apiece, not a miss yet. And this is exactly, Andrew, what I expected. I know you're not quite as familiar with these guys, but they definitely know their stuff.
Yeah, I imagine this division is just as competitive as the actual Schmoedown division, because you can't blink at all in a Star Wars match at all. So I'm imagining a lot of points are going to be scored in this match.
You definitely know a thing or two about that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, so to me for the 5 point, I imagine.
Yes, question number 5 to you.
So, question number 5 comes in the category of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. What type of toy alerts Orson Krennic to the existence of Jyn Erso while arresting Galen Erso?
So
right.
say what kind of toy?
What kind of toy?
Rogue One, a movie I very much enjoyed and almost inarguably the best of the standalone films.
No, the standalones. There's only 2 of them, so. Well,
what about those Ewok movies?
Canon. I'm talking canon-wise, so.
I actually have Rogue One ranked lower than Solo.
And
So,
5, 4,
The movie I
3,
saw 20 times in theaters.
2, 1, and here you go, Mr. Garcia, because you have to get your way. We'll go to you first.
Stormtrooper toy?
Correct for 1 point.
Stormtrooper toy.
Excellent.
Indeed, Stormtrooper
up.
toys. Now, Andrew, is that like somebody in the real world playing with a tiny Nazi?
Oh, maybe. I mean, that might be the equivalent.
Don't worry, editors. You can cut that one out if you don't like it. I'm going to keep it going. In something else that has never made anyone angry whatsoever, your category is Solo, a Star Wars story. In Solo, on which planet is Han fighting as an Imperial military man where he meets Tobias Beckett and his crew? This is a planet that I think Andrew might have taken his last vacation to.
Oh, no, not this planet. I don't know.
Oof, no.
No. If I'm going to go anywhere for vacation, it's either going to be on Scarif or Harloff Minor. So those are the 2 I would go to.
Mon Cala would be my choice.
And he's a Scarif man, ladies and gentlemen. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will go to Case.
Might be my first miss. Bandor.
Ooh. That is incorrect. First miss on the board. David.
Mimban.
Yep.
Mimban is the correct answer to remain perfect.
Right. Mud planet, not going there.
No.
Wow. All right, and Mr. DiMalanta.
All right, for question number 7, in the category of A New Hope. How many thrusters are on the back of Leia's blockade runner at the beginning of A New Hope?
See, now, Andrew, this is where you Star Wars fans, you really deep Star Wars fans are just crazy people. You don't just have to know Star Wars. You have to be able to repair the ships in Star Wars.
You have to pay attention to these movies, man. That's where these questions get hard. And I do like this question. It's a very good question because, again, you don't have to watch the movie. You got to pay attention. You got to pick out those small little minute details that you would overlook if you're just watching it for enjoyment.
And gentlemen, give us a number in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Mr. Spaniard.
11.
That is
Correct
correct.
for 1
I don't
point.
know how you people know this.
Wow.
Case.
I missed it.
Wow. 2 misses. This is not quite the turn of events he was hoping for, but it's a trivia match. You can come back.
You can come back 5 rounds. So
5 rounds indeed. And let's continue with round number 1. We're coming into your 8th question, gentlemen. You have 3 remaining in this round. No repeats or challenges used at this point. Your category is The Empire Strikes Back. And your question: the Imperial probe droid is detected outside the base perimeter of which zone on Hoth? Which zone on Hoth? Now we're talking military strategy and geography. Mm-hmm. Ooh, you Star Wars fans, I got to give you credit. You definitely get into the things you love.
This is another one where you have to pay attention. You can't just watch the scene. You have to really pay attention to what's going on. So another great question.
And David playing zone defense with this question in 5, 4. Question repeat on the board. That is 1 for Case. Case, your question in the category of The Empire Strikes Back is as follows. The Imperial probe droid is detected outside the base perimeter of which zone on Hoth? I like that use of the repeat. Sometimes it's not quite coming to you. Take a moment, compose yourself. I think that's a strong repeat.
That's strong. And that's one thing that I've learned is to take the full 15. And if you need more, use the repeat. So no need to rush into questions to use the entire 15 that you're allotted.
And we'll see if it works out for him in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Let's go to, I believe it's David? Case. Thank you, David.
Nope, don't have it.
Does not have an answer, not even a guess. Amazing. All right, David, what do you got?
12.
Right on.
Correct.
That is
Wow.
the correct answer. Perfect
tough
round
question.
still going for David. Do you think he might get the bonus question here, and that could help him pull even further away?
It's a perfect round going on so far.
I'm not going to say it. I am not going to say it.
See, Andrew, we have this thing around here. David used to call a lot of matches, and he has a whole T-shirt made up called "Don't Jinx It," because every time David says "perfect round," somebody misses that next question.
I might have
love you so much, David.
Sorry, I just jinxed it. I'm trying to keep it interesting though, but
No. Andrew, you're not quite haven't been around here for quite as long as I have, but trust me, we want to jinx David García. He's just the kind of person who deserves that. And we'll go to you for their next question.
So question number 9 in the category of Return of the Jedi. Which planet do Han, Leia, and the others rendezvous with the fleet after defeating Jabba the Hutt?
Now, that's a lot of credit given to the whole crew. I think it was really Princess Leia who pulled the trigger on that one.
Might have been Mon Mothma as well. So, a lot of people have to come together for a rebellion. That's not story-wise might come down to one person, but it takes an entire, group of people of single mindset to take down the
There's
Empire.
actually a great deleted scene in
And 5, 4,
about that.
3, 2, 1, pens down, and we will go to Mr. Garcia.
Zulust?
Correct for 1 point.
Correct. And Case.
Follows.
Correct as well.
Fantastic. He's keeping up with him, which is very good at this point. You don't want to fall too far behind. And we've got one more question for Case, potentially 2 more for David. That's right. David could get a bonus question if he gets a perfect round. Can you tell how hard I'm trying to jinx him right now? Here it goes, guys. Question number 10, round number 1. Who does actor... Oh, I apologize. Your category, The Force Awakens. And your question, who does the actor Max von Sydow portray in The Force Awakens? Force Awakens, I think that's a very, very good movie. I think it might be my favorite of the most recent 3.
I love Force Awakens. It's my second favorite of all the Star Wars films.
Ooh, hot take. There you go.
Hot take. Hey, man, I'll fight anybody on it.
Let me get my hot take out there while we're talking
I have
about
Last
it.
Jedi at my top 3, so...
Attack of the Clones, my favorite of the prequels. 5, 4, 3, 2, with the hottest of takes. 1, hands down.
Hey, man, to each his own.
Let's see if he can keep up with him here. Case.
Lord Santeca.
Lord Santeca is correct for a total of 7 points in the round. And we go to David for the perfect round.
Lord Santeca, that's the spelling, though. I don't know if you're going to give it to me.
I am looking at the board, and I see you have written, is that L-O-R-D for your first word, David?
Yeah, it's Lord San. I have
it's
Teca.
Lord. There's no D.
All right, we're going to go to Andrew DiMalanta, who is our resident expert for this match. He is Lord Santeca.
That's a D. I would count that as incorrect because it's Lord Santeca, not Lord Santeca.
All right.
Oh, right.
Unless Lord Santeca is in fact a lord and we don't know about it, we are going to say that is an incorrect.
I was actually referring to the Teca part, but yeah.
Oh, well, Teca is also double K, but I don't think that's double K.
I would have got him for the Teca, but since he said Lord instead of lore, that's why I came to that decision.
All right, my magical force powers are working. The jinx has stopped David García from getting a perfect round, but still very impressive after round number 1 as he comes out with a lead of 9-7. No perfect rounds, but definitely 2 guys who know a lot about Luke Skywalker and his band of misfits.
It's definitely a close game. I mean, it's not too big of a gap to come back from a 5-rounder, so I'm definitely looking forward to the next rounds.
Absolutely, and we are going to get into round 2 for you folks right now. All right, an exciting matchup so far. It is toe-to-toe and a lot of points on the board for both competitors, exactly what we expected. We are going to get into round number 2 right now. As always, round number 2 is the wheel round. The wheel of fate, doom, and justice, according to Mark Ellis. And the rules of round number 2 are as follows. Gentlemen, you will each get a spin at the category wheel. You will be asked 5 questions from whatever category you land on. When you spin the wheel, you may keep the first category you land on. If you do not like the category you've landed on, you are offered a respin or a mulligan, in which case you may spin again, unless, of course, it lands on... Nope, no opponents or spinner's choice, so you will have that respin option available to you. Gentlemen, of course, stealing is live in this round. That means if you miss a question or do not answer, your opponent will have a chance to steal for the current value of the question. And by current value, I mean this. When the question is asked, it will begin at a 2-point value. Should you not know the answer to the question, you may opt for multiple choice. And if you do, you will reduce the value of the question to 1 and be given 4 multiple choice options. If you understand the rules, Case, you have 2 repeats and 1 challenge left. David, you have not used any repeats or your challenge. David, you are in the lead for round number 2. Would you like to spin first or defer to the Grand Admiral?
I'm going to defer.
All right, Case, whenever you are ready, give it that best force power push.
Spin.
And it worked.
Oh, that is one heck of a spin.
Yes, he's able to affect digital wheels. Don't worry. We didn't bring in the Ben Bateman one. And Attack of the Clones is your category. Interesting. Does he like this movie? Does he want to?
No, I do not.
Movie trivia is not a matter of what you like the movie. It's how many times you bared to see it.
20 still.
That's true. That's true, definitely.
You still got to watch those movies you don't like.
I'll take it. Why not?
And there you go. That's your answer. He is going to take it. We are going to be going to the...
How many? I'm sorry. How many questions are there? I forgot.
There are 5 questions in this round.
So in the category of Attack of the Clones, question number 1. What did Anakin say Obi-Wan would be if he was caught using the Force?
All right. Punishments for religious beliefs. Interesting.
Oh, very grumpy.
Correct, for 2 points.
All right. No multiple choice. Very well done.
All right. So your second question. What is the name of the new queen of Naboo?
Queen Jimala. That's how they pronounce it. It's spelled Jamilia, but it's pronounced Jimala in the movie.
I'm going to say correct. Because, that's correct.
All right. We will be taking that as another 2-point correct answer. Very good so far in this round.
Question number 3. What is the name of the assassin that Fett hires to kill Padme?
Sam Wessel.
Correct for 2 points.
He's on a roll.
Your penultimate question, as Mark Ellis would put it. Which way does the camera pan after the opening crawl?
It pans up.
Correct for 2 points. The only movie so far to pan up.
To be fair and balanced, this is him going for a perfect second round.
All right, your final question in the category of Attack of the Clones. What is the race of the assassin who holograms Palpatine to tell him that the Jedi and Loyalist Committee has arrived, sorry.
We're looking for the race of the assistant.
The race of the assistant. No, sorry. Let me repeat that again. I'm sorry.
I got you. I know the answer. It's Rodian.
Rodian, yeah. Sorry. Yes, the assistant, not the assassin. I'm sorry. I misread that.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all, and it doesn't look like it was a problem for Case as he goes 5 up, 5 down, 10-point perfect round. Very impressive indeed.
Nice.
Looks like that deferral may or may not have worked out for David, but he still got his own questions to answer. So, David, muster up those force powers, give in to your anger and your hate, and spin that wheel.
Yeah. Spin.
A little less forceful than his opponent, but the wheel is spinning nonetheless. David, your category is going to be with your first spin.
Oh.
The Last Jedi, just missing out on A New Hope.
I just watched this movie.
Yeah.
I wonder why he would have just watched The Last Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, he says, let's do it. And he's looking to keep pace with his opponent, who had an amazing round number 2. Let's get that category up here. And there it is. David, your questions. Question number 1. Maz Kanata says the Master Codebreaker will be wearing what on his lapel? We are looking for a specific answer.
Red plum bloom.
That is absolutely correct. 2 points. David off to a good start in round number 2 as well. David, question number 2. Still looking to keep that strong round going. The real owner of the stolen ship used to escape Canto Bight is an arms dealer. Finn and DJ see several first order items in his holographic inventory. What are the first 2 shown? Boy, that's a mouthful.
That is a fantastic question.
That is a great question. This just flashes on the screen.
Another one of those questions where you have to be paying attention to the movie and not just watch it.
Well, I'm sure if David's done one thing with Star Wars movie, it's pay attention to them, unless Natalie Portman's there when he might get distracted.
The funny thing is, I actually paid attention to it when we were watching the movie.
In 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, multiple choice.
All right, David, you're going to multiple choice. Your options are as follows. A, AT-AT Walker and TIE Interceptor. B, TIE Bomber and AT-ST Walker. C, TIE Fighter and TIE Bomber. D, TIE Fighter and AT-ST Walker. Seems like they were ships and other vehicles.
A lot of vehicles being mentioned.
I got that one right. I know that. Hey, I got a weapons, technology, and magical objects.
You might get this one case A.
Your answer is A, AT-AT Walker and TIE Interceptor, which is incorrect. Case for the steal, your options are...
It's D.
D, yeah.
He goes with D, TIE Fighter and AT-ST Walker, and that is correct for a big
steal. Big steal.
All right, not quite going the way David had hoped, but Andrew, like you said, anything can happen. It's a 5-round match. David, you still have a very strong round. Here's your third question. Part of the bombing run on the First Order Dreadnought, what is the name of the Resistance bomber carrying Paige Tico?
That's another great question.
Like the person?
We are looking for the name of the Resistance bomber ship carrying the character of Paige Tico. And I agree to Andrew. This I don't know this.
Okay, I'm sorry. Clarification. You like the ship model?
I am going to ask if you would like a repeat at this point. I can repeat the entire question. Your question, David. Part of the bombing run on the First Order Dreadnought, what is the name of the Resistance bomber ship carrying Paige Tico?
Okay, I'm not sure if,
for the name of the ship.
For what part you're looking, so I'm going to say it's an MG-100 Star Fortress SF-17.
This is very in-depth, and Andrew, you can tell me if that would have been the correct designation for the ship.
Yes, that would have been the correct
designation.
designation.
We are looking for the title of the ship. I'm going to say that's an incorrect answer, and with no multiple choice options, Case, you have the chance to steal.
Despite the fact that I just saw this, wow. I'll just say Nyx. The only name that I know from it.
Nyx is also incorrect. We were looking for Cobalt Hammer.
Nyx is the name of the bomber.
Cobalt Hammer.
I read the novelization a long time ago. I forgot.
Another one of those extra research questions.
I think I can see where the confusion came from, Andrew, and that might cost David.
You know, I am going to, just because you said the confusion, I'm going to challenge the wording of the question. I am going to throw it out there.
All right, David is going to use one of his.
Because you asked for the name of the ship, and I gave you the name of the ship.
No, you gave the designation. Because all the ships have a designation of the model and like a nickname, and the nickname is mentioned in the novelization. And
All right, gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to take a cut right here. We're going to talk to our experts, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do about this question. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. All right, Face-Off fans, we are back. We had a spirited debate about names and designations. Me, not being the biggest Star Wars fan, did point out that Captain Picard commanded a ship named the Enterprise, not the NCC-1701D, and we ended up going with that. Andrew DiMalanta, our expert here on the panel, does agree. The question wording was the name, not the designation of the ship. So for that reason, we will not be awarding the points. And David, you will lose your challenge.
And can we note that your whole reason is why I don't compete in Intergeekdom?
I can absolutely understand that one. I would definitely not want to step into a Star Wars ring with any of the people here on this call, because all of you would make me look like a small child, or I'm sorry, a youngling. With that, David, let's continue your round number 2. You have 2 more questions, and you're going to want to get off to it and get some points here. You are falling behind in this second round. Question number 4. Luke Skywalker enjoys some of this type of creature's tasty-looking green milk.
Thalassiren.
And he's back on the board.
Points back on the board.
I love that. He's not going to let it phase him. He definitely threw out a challenge, which I like the challenge. I like trying to get those points, but didn't quite work out for him. And now, in a position where you really, really want to get these last 2 points, David, you're currently trailing by 5 with your final question in round number 2. This film's cast includes Carrie Fisher's real-life daughter, Billie Lourd. What is her character's name?
Lieutenant Connix.
Can you give us the full character name? I will give you a few moments.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice is being used. I think that's fair. I gave him a moment, and here are the answers that we have listed in our document. David, your options are A, Jaina Solo, B, Tali Lintra, C, Cadel Connix, D, Larma Dacey.
C.
C, Cadel Connix is correct, and also a very hard name to say 3 times fast. For 1, a big point. Not the best round 2 for David, but he's still only 4 points behind after a very strong first round with 3 rounds left to go. Andrew, what are you thinking so far?
It's close. You know, you think you know the outcome after round 1, but then again, 5 rounds and anything can happen. So the score basically almost flips. So again, we have 3 more rounds coming up. So this is probably too close to call. So I'm looking forward to the next ones.
All right, definitely. And here's a round where the scores can change dramatically as we get into round number 3, the betting round. In this round, we will spin the category wheel. Whatever category it lands on, the competitors will be given a question from. Before they're given the question, they must write down a bet. That bet may value from 0 points to 3 points. Once we have asked the question, you have shown your answers. You will be awarded the number of points that you have bet if you are correct. However, if you are incorrect, you can lose that number of points. Big swings can happen here, for sure. And after that last round, hey, anything can happen. All right, gentlemen, round number 3. We have the wheel back up on the screen. Case, after round 2, you are in a lead. Your wheel spin is coming up for you now. And the category is going to be... Still going. And it's Revenge of the Sith. Gentlemen, Revenge of the Sith is your category. Please write down your totals. All right, and now that we have your totals written down, you guys are locked in with your totals. You know how many points you are betting. Gentlemen, your bets are locked in. David, do you have your bet in?
Yeah.
Case?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, now that they are locked in, please show us your point totals.
3 points.
3 points for Case and David.
Yeah, 3.
They are both going for it, Andrew, which means
big. It's a title match. Go big or go home.
And this could mean a big point swing. If one gets it right and one gets it wrong, 6-point difference. All right, Andrew, I'll let you ask the question. You have on your document 2 questions from each of the categories. Please select whichever question you think is most appropriate.
Okay. So, in Revenge of the Sith, what are the last 3 words spoken by Hayden Christensen?
I believe it's Call My Agent. Is that correct?
Could be. I mean, this is a very good question. I like. Oh, I'm always a fan of quote questions, and in any shape or form.
I got to agree with you. I've played in some movie trivia matches, not Star Wars, because I'm just not on that level. But when the quote questions come up, you really got to rack your brain, get that exact moment, figure out. It's a very, very interesting category. And gentlemen, unless you want to use a repeat, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Let's go to Case first. He is in the lead.
I hate you.
But we love you, and we love that answer. That is correct for 3 points.
3
David.
points.
Yeah, Andrew, you know, I hate you.
This one I knew already.
No, the gold one, by the way.
He likes you. Just fine.
I'm actually a big fan of you, Andrew DiMalanta.
Thank you.
Just because David had a correct opinion once that Andrew DiMalanta is awesome does not mean I'll be changing my opinion of him, but well answered by him in that round. Still, unfortunately, trailing 21-17. We have 2 rounds remaining before we crown our first ever Star Wars movie trivia face-off champion. This has been an exciting match so far, hasn't it, Andrew?
Yes, it has. It has. That's much a swing in round 2. Challenges, multiple choice questions. It's great. This is the kind of atmosphere you want for a title match.
All right, gentlemen, let's keep it going into round number 4. All right, round number 4 works a little bit differently here in the movie trivia face-off. Obviously, we do not have buzzers. There is the potential for lag when we're using the internet to talk to everybody. And because we are an international organization, we have a special round number 4 for you, gentlemen. Listen very carefully as I read you the rules. Round number 4, our version of the speed round, will work a little bit differently. Here's how it goes. You will be asked 5 questions by Andrew DiMalanta. In this round, you will write the answer on your whiteboard. When the time is up, you will show us your answer. Any correct answer will result in gaining a point. However, any incorrect or not answered question will result in the loss of a point. So once again, gentlemen, big opportunity for you to make or lose points in this round. Anything can happen and anyone can take the lead going into that pivotal final 5th round. David, you have 2 repeats remaining. You have used your challenge. Case, you have 2 repeats remaining. You do not have your challenge used, so it's still available to you should you need it in this round. Andrew will be asking your questions. And remember, gentlemen, an incorrect answer or an option not to answer will result in a lost point. So put something on your boards.
All right. The first question in round 4. What material are Rose and Paige's medallions made of?
All right. So far, I have to be a Star Wars engineer, a geographer, a man who names people, and now a jeweler.
I have nothing.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go with David.
Haitian smelt.
That's correct for a point. And Case.
Haitian smelt. Best conductor.
Maintains its 4-point lead.
Best conductor. All right, gentlemen, your second question in round 4. Who says, "I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the universe"?
This is such a meme.
This was, I believe, one of the Carradine brothers in Kung Fu. As you can see, Andrew, not knowing much about Star Wars, I have to come up with a whole lot of...
Again, I'm glad I can compete in the Star Wars division, but like general knowledge, I mean, I'm a movie guy, but like still, I don't retain as much as I do with Star Wars.
Well, general knowledge, I believe he's in the new Star Wars movie, right? He's general knowledge?
That'd be a great name.
4, 3, 2...
Repeat the question.
We have a
repeat. Who says, "I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the universe"? And I love quote questions. I think this is like the purest type of movie question.
And I'm just a simple kind of man. That's a good song. Look it up, kids. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Case, we'll go to you first for this one.
Django Fett.
That's correct.
Correct for a point.
David.
Yeah, no, didn't have it.
Oh, a miss.
And a big miss, taking it from 4 to 6 points on the gap. Not the way he wanted this to go.
All right, next question, gentlemen. What color is Anakin's starfighter?
Some might say it was his last starfighter.
Good movie.
Great movie. I love that one. A little bit of a silly premise, but
I couldn't remember. Are they remaking that one? Because it seems like they're remaking everything nowadays.
it's Hollywood. They've run out of things to remake, but
if it has been remade already, it probably will be in the next 2 to 3 years.
And 5, 4. I'll still go see it. 3, 2, and 1. David, to make up a point.
Yellow.
He is, in
Correct.
fact, piloting a yellow starfighter. Case.
Yellow.
Correct. Yes. You can actually argue that all the vehicles that like fly are yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Naboo starfighter, the speeder in Attack of the Clones, and his Jedi starfighter.
Even his pod racer has yellow.
Yeah, exactly. So correct across all movies that he's in.
Yeah.
All right, so gentlemen, your fourth question. Name the actor who portrays Grand Moff Tarkin in A New Hope.
Now, as Case is actually an admiral in this particular organization, you'd think he should know the org chart.
I like these questions, these outer universe questions, in my opinion.
I had
Yes,
hoped
more.
it wouldn't be in Star Wars, but softball is cool.
All right, and gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Case.
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Correct.
David.
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Not to be confused with the great Rachel Cushing.
Probably a descendant.
From the Senate. My
Definitely a
goat.
question that Cushing would have been able to answer about Cushing in that case.
Yep, exactly. All right, your final question in round 4. How old is Yoda when he dies?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, geez, yeah. I mean, the movie's only been out since the 80s, right?
83.
This one is one of the few original movies that's slightly younger than me.
No.
I know, I look great for my age. When this old you are, look so good you will not. And 5,
I see
4,
what you did there.
3, 2, 1. David, the Spaniard García.
900.
That's correct. 3 Leonidases.
900.
Case has it as well. Well, very impressive. That one miss from David, in addition to the round before, putting him in not the most enviable situation, but Star Wars has always been about rebels and underdogs, so this is his chance to fight back as we move towards round number 5, our championship round. This will determine who is walking away with that metaphorical belt. We have it stored a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We'll get it to you eventually. And your score going into round 5, 26 for Case, 20 for David. Looking good for Case, but we've seen crazier things happen. Let's go to round 5. And let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is for the big galactic title. Who's going to sit on that throne, be the Star Wars champion? Round number 5. Gentlemen, the rules are as follows. You will give us 3 numbers. Each of these numbers will correspond to a category in the great wide galaxy of Star Wars. Your first question will be worth 2 points. Your second worth 3, and your third worth 5 points. At this time, Case, you are in the lead, so please give us your 3 numbers first.
What's the range?
Your range, that's a very good question, and one I probably should have looked at before I started doing this. You have 1, 2,
17.
There are 17 total numbers.
3, 7, and 17.
Sounds like a number that I've heard before. It's an old code, but it does check out. And David Garcia, what 3 numbers would you like?
I'm going to go 5, 2, and 11.
All right, we have 3, 7, and 17 for Case. We have 5, 2, and 11 for David. At this time, David, you have 1 repeat remaining. Case, you have 2 repeats in your challenge. Should we come back to you? With that, Andrew DiMalanta, you will be asking David his questions.
Okay, so you picked category number 5 for your 2-point question. That corresponds to the category of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Your question: Vader tells Krennic to not blank on his aspirations.
Choke.
That is correct for 2 points.
2 big points. He's making up some ground, but still a ways to go.
Okay, for your 3-point question, you picked category number 2, which is the category of Solo, a Star Wars story brought to you by Denny's.
Great.
All right, so your question for 3 points: name the actor who plays Enfys Nest.
Actress.
That would be Erin Kellyman.
Correct for 3 points.
Doing what he needs to do in this round number 3. And 1 point separates them with his last question coming up.
You picked you picked number 11, which comes in the category of mixed bag. 5 points.
I mean, to quote a great competitor, of course it is.
All right, so your question: what style of hand-to-hand combat does Kira use on Kessel?
I love you, Joe Farrelly. Terrascasi.
Correct for 5 big points and the lead.
Very well done. He's fighting back. He's putting those points on the board. He's done everything he can in this round to make sure that it is a fight. There will be no technical knockout today. No knockout today. Case, you're going to have to get your lightsaber out and get into battle to take this one home. But you got a couple of chances to do it, although you're either going to need to hit your 2 and your 3, or if you miss either one, you will need to hit your 5-pointer to win everything, to take home that title. Here we go with your first question to start to close that gap. You picked category number 3. Your category is Attack of the Clones, and your question is: who suspected an attack on Senator Amidala's ship before they arrived on Coruscant?
Captain Typho.
Captain Typho is correct for 2 points, closing that gap, which means you will have 2 chances to close this out to take home the title if you get either of your next 2 questions correct. But anything can happen, and has happened, and will probably happen again. This is for all the marbles, although you have 1 more chance if you miss. Category number 7, Clone Wars. Who plays the narrator, Admiral Yularen, and Yoda in the Clone Wars?
Tom Kane.
And your winner, and the first ever movie trivia face-off Star Wars champion of the world, the Grand Admiral Kaze Cornelius. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice.
With the big, big win, but a hard-fought battle to the last moment, deep into round number 3, 30-31. That's a monster score in any trivia match. 3 rounds, 5 rounds, I don't care. These guys both gave it their all, and in the end, only one man could remain. In the Star Wars series, there are always 2, But in this league, there's only one man. Who is it? Today, it is Case Cornelise. I know that David will be the first one jumping on his speeder and racing out to fight you for that title, to try to take it back. This is his goal. This was his dream. And in the end, it comes down to that question. You get it. You make the title. Wow, what a matchup. Andrew, what did you think of that?
It's a great match. I mean, we said it from the beginning, anything can happen in 5 rounds. I mean, and Case was down after the first round, came back in big round 2, and just didn't let go of that lead until the final round. So again, like, these are 2 great competitors. I would be happy to see them on the big stage across the desk for me. And 2 guys that know a lot about Star Wars. It's always great to see a title go this far and in 5 rounds. So fantastic match. Great storylines. Great competitors.
And now you movie trivia face-off fans know I'm thrilled about this outcome, because I'm not the biggest fan of David García, but I feel it's worth pointing out for everyone who was watching. This game was close as it could be, and it could have been even closer. Remember, David used that challenge in his round, and that next question right away became something that could have got him some points. He just missed that final question in round 1. That's a 2-point swing if he makes that and gets his bonus question. And 1 point, 2 points, doesn't matter. If he had gotten that, then Case would have had to go to his 5-pointer, everything else being the same. So it really was down to the wire. What a matchup. What an amazing event. And we're going to find out how our competitors feel about this. We're going to our brand new Star Wars champion, Case Cornelise, and his opponent, David the Spaniard García, with our post-match interview. Jimmy Deary, take it away.
Hey, Face Off, Jimmy here. I'm back. I'm not drunk. Yes, it's so good to be healthy. I'm with the first ever Star Wars champion of the galaxy, or actually the movie trivia Face Off, Mr. Case Cornelison. What's up, Case? How do you feel after this win?
I was so nervous throughout this match, the way that it played out, because I was behind, I got the lead, and I was just, don't lose points. And I didn't, luckily. But my God, I can't believe it. I've been in these families longer than most people. I've been actually trying to get to belts, and now that we actually have a Star Wars division, I was, okay, this is the chance for me to finally get a belt. My preparation for this match wasn't exactly perfect, but still, I'm flustered.
Well, actually, throughout the whole match, you missed only 3 questions. Those are those 3 misses in the first round. That's all you missed in the whole match. You still won. You missed 1 steal, but it doesn't really matter. You managed to rack up 31 points without answering the 5-pointer. So that was a pretty good performance there.
Yeah, I'm happy with how I did, especially considering that Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie, and I got a perfect round in that. That's crazy.
In the third round, going for 3 points, what was the strategy? You were in the lead with a sizable lead. What was the strategy going there?
Yeah. I knew that David had to and would bet 3 points. There was no, like, with any category he had to, because he was behind. And with that, I'm like, I'm not going to play it safe, especially with a movie I know like the back of my hand. Revenge of the Sith is the one that I know, is one of the ones that I know the best because I've rewatched it one of the most times. And that's why I was like, yeah, just go for it. I
see. And finally, the last question you got, you seem to know the answer pretty much right away. So speaking of the Clone Wars, is that a movie you like as well, or?
I don't like the movie that much, but the thing is, Tom Kane is a big voice actor, and he voices a lot of characters throughout the entire show. So if you know the show, this really helps you with knowing some of the voice actors from the movie. That was why I was like, oh, that's funny.
All right, so now you're the champion. What's up for next season? Is there anyone you'd like to face in the ring?
Well, there's a very obvious name in Chris Doman, I feel, because I know his knowledge. He and I are kind of equal when it comes to this. So I know that he'll definitely be wanting to challenge you for it. But David, of course, is also a great competitor. So I think Chris will have to probably go through David first in the #1 contender match to get to me. And I'm just interested to see what other competitors are there. I think you guys do some testing and see who are actually the good ones And I'm interested to see if there are more people besides Chris and David, of course, that are that good with Star Wars.
I've heard of that Chris Doman fella. I think I faced him in a match that I'd like to forget, but I digress. Congratulations, Keith, on your match. We'll be right back with Mr. Spaniard, David Garcia. And we're back with David the Spaniard Garcia, the unfortunate defeated player of today's title match. What's up, David? How do you feel?
Not obviously upset. Obviously, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, it sucks to lose. I can agree with you. As a friend of yours, I think I can understand that. But let's go through the match real quick. You were one letter away from a perfect round one. What was going through your mind with Lord Santeca?
So it was going through my mind is that's the second time that has happened in a Star Wars match. I don't know. Something is wrong. I don't know if it's the questions, my writing, my brain. I have the tendency of making those mistakes, and if I make the perfect round, it would be a huge difference because I am confident that I would have gotten the bonus question anyways. So, yeah.
We cannot count that on the pressure of the match. It's a title match, so...
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. I obviously was pressured, but I legitimately thought it was not a mistake. I wrote what I wanted to write.
So going into round 2, you spun The Last Jedi, arguably the worst Star Wars movie ever made. What was the idea with keeping the slice?
Okay, first of all, you sound like the Star Wars toxic fandom, but let's just keep that ahead. So here's the thing about The Last Jedi. I saw how Case did in the second round, and I knew all his round 2 questions. So this was my thinking. I didn't have time to review Attack of the Clones during my study process for this match. Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie, not counting the Clone Wars movie. So Last Jedi is my top 3. And in my mind, it was the logical thing to do. If I knew all the Attack of the Clones questions, which is a least favorite movie and a movie I hadn't had time to rewatch, it just felt like the right thing to do, but apparently the questions were not right for that one.
Are you telling me that the questions were easier in Case's case than yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt that way.
All right, that's understandable. Let's move on. So you go through.
I mean, I knew all of them, and Case obviously didn't know the steal, so.
Well, nobody noticed still, so it doesn't matter. So going into round 2, you score 5 points with 1 point stolen by Case, but there's also one highlight in this round, which is.
Oh yeah.
I think you know it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
The question was weird. Let's just agree on that. I knew what ship it was. As I said, nobody knew that question. If that is a round 2 questions, then you tell me, even in a Star Wars division. But I mean, I am not saying I shouldn't know it. I am not saying I shouldn't know that, because I should have known that. But I gave an answer that showed that I knew what I was talking about anyways. And yeah, I think Elk knew. Elk was giving me those questions. So Elk knew what question was coming, and he decided to just... Because that has been an issue. The first names and last names have been an issue in the movie Trio Face-Off before, and he knew that if I challenged the next question, he would have to give it to me. So he decided to go with that weird wording of the question, so I will waste my challenge.
How do you feel after that challenge? Because I know Andrew denied you the challenge. Do you feel anything towards Mr. Elk, especially?
Everyone, okay, here's the thing. We already know how I feel about Elk, and he made it very, very, very clear today how he feels, how the entire Dollhouse feels about me. We have seen it, them talking, like I think in the previous match we saw them talking how they sabotaged the Full Metal Trivia versus Movie Trivia face-off match for us. Like, I mean, I don't want to really talk about the Dollhouse right now, but I think you guys are like making me talk after everything that has happened before this. But it shouldn't be, because this is a Star Wars match, and Star Wars is something that should be celebrated and not be surrounded by negativity. But you know what? A tomar por culo. The Dollhouse has made very, very, very clear that they don't think I am capable of doing this, and they have been attacking me. They have been sabotaging everything. Like, come on, John Mariano basically forced me to put him in the Full Metal Trivia versus Movie Trivia face-off match. And then I put also the Elk, 2 members of the Dollhouse. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and what they do? Elk literally, like, he botched the entire first round. What kind of performance was that? And then in the betting round, John bets 3 points on crime. Like, if you are going to bet 3 points, you have to be confident. Like, I thought it was going to be Scorsese. You know, there are more directors than Scorsese in crime films, John Mariano. And why did I lose today? Because I am one of the elite players of this league. I am one of the elite geek players of this league, and I am 3-3 overall, counting exhibition matches. How is that even possible? I am going to tell you why is that possible, because I have not been focused. I have not been focused because I have to deal with the Elk. I have to deal with John Mariano supposedly working for the league and stabbing me behind my back. Like, this is not something I want to keep doing, because I want to win championships. The Star Wars championship was mine for the taking, and I didn't do it because I was too busy dealing with John Mariano trying to sabotage the final event of the season. So from now on, John, you won the league. You take the league. From now on, I am not going to be worried anymore about what the people want. I am not going to be worried anymore about any person that has any complaint. I am going to be focused on the Geek Championship and the Star Wars Championship. I am going to be coming back next year. So next year, I am going to take the Star Wars Championship because it was mine for the taking. And I didn't do it because my losses have always been when I have been dealing with something with the Dollhouse. Okay, Dollhouse, you took those victories from me. I am going to take everything from you now. I don't care. Anyone that has gone after me, right now, I don't have to be worried about the commissionership anymore. So I am going to go after you, Elk. Yes, you know it. I am going to go after, I don't care who's in the Dollhouse. Kate Kennedy. I am going to go after Alex. He didn't like my goatee. I am going to take his positive record from him. I don't care. And the first person I am going to go against next year is the leader of the Dollhouse. He has been going after me for the entire year. James, you and me, next year in Funtacular. Your name is the cleaner. Muy bien, pues te vas a ir un poco a tomar por culo. Tráete la mopa porque tus miembros del Dollhouse van a tener que limpiar cuando acabe contigo. Así que, okay, people, good luck with the Dollhouse because I am out.
Okay. Back to you on the desk.
All right. Thank you very much, Hazard Jimmy Deary, for those post-match interviews. My goodness. David García going off in that interview. He just lost it. I don't blame him. Got to be feeling bad when you have a hard-fought match like this. You can't quite pull it out, but I don't know what's going on there. That being said, we've got our new champion in his match interview. He's very gracious. He's talking about his knowledge, and he's calling out a lot of people. He's calling out Chris Skywalker Doman. He brings up David García, who, much as I dislike the guy sometimes, he's definitely going to be competing for this title again. He's even saying we got to go searching for the young Padawans who know a thing or two about Star Wars because he needs a challenge. A man who knows something about giving a challenge in Star Wars has joined me on the desk today. Andrew DiMalanta, what did you think of this match?
Great match. Again, we thought it was over after the first round. Anything happens in 5 rounds, challenges dulled out. That's the name of the game, man. Like you sometimes you challenge something, doesn't go your way, and you turn out you need that challenge later down the match. So two awesome competitors, two that I think we can possibly see in the big leagues at some point down the road. The division needs more blood in it, and just because as of right now the pool for Star Wars competitors in the Movie Trivia Showdown is very small. So anytime I see faces like this and no Star Wars, I say get him in touch with Christian Harloff, see if we can get them in there, because the division needs to grow and the division needs new blood. So great match, two great knowledgeable Star Wars competitors.
Absolutely. Two guys who know their stuff. Two guys who I'm going to agree with you 100% here. I think we could see in the Schmodown real soon.
Absolutely. I might have to start watching these matches just to see like where the talent's coming up. I might have to do some studying on these people just because I might face them at some point down the road. So definitely, that's definitely something I can see happening.
That's right. Gracing us with his presence. Thank you again, Andrew DiMalanta. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. A little bit of a heads up on the scouting report for you. You got to watch two tough competitors face off.
Absolutely.
Could be seeing them in the future as well. Mm-hmm. Either way, folks, it has been an amazing match, an amazing season, and we have our first ever movie trivia face-off Star Wars champion. It is Kays Cornelies. He is the man on top of the mountain, but there's always someone coming after you, someone sharpening their lightsabers. Do you sharpen lightsabers? Mm-hmm. Either way, it's going to be a hard-fought division next season with lots of people coming after him. It's been a thrill to have you all here. We love the Movie Trivia Schmodown. We love the Movie Trivia Face-Off. And there's a lot of reasons why we love Star Wars. Quick, Google why we love Star Wars. You'll thank me later. Mm-hmm. That's a great book. Check that out by Ken Knapsack. It's been a pleasure being here with all of you. We're going away from a long time ago, from a galaxy far, far away, but we'll be back real soon with more Star Wars matchups, more movie trivia face-off matchups. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to thank all those people scrolling by on the bottom of the screens. They make this possible for you. Our camera workers, our editors, our question writers doing a fantastic job. Today, one man stands as the first ever, the inaugural movie trivia face-off Star Wars champion. He is the Grand Admiral. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. He's the man everybody's coming after. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you next time we face off.
Scott, the Savage, Harvey,
Tony, Smash Man, Hill, Hazard, Jimmy, Derry, Bill,
Nick, Philadelphia, Carriola, Taylor, Lucky, Massa Tarhini, Nazario, Montenegro, the Kingslayer, Ishan Rajpai, Kyle, the King of the North, Brand, Dollface. We're looking at Jake, the Brandoni, Ryan, the Carolina Mountain.
Because I really want to get to that title. I have not won a title yet, and I really want to get a title.
I'm one of the older guys in these leagues. I've been around here for a few years. I'm going to the finals, guys.
First face-off champion. People are going to remember the thirst, you know?
It's just one more step on my way to make Blockbuster great again.
Mary Steen. That is correct.
And your winner.
I didn't actually think I would get to this point. There's some really good competitors, Corey, Ryan, and Jimmy. People that I've never underestimated.
All right, here goes Tom Wilkins.
And your winner.
Well. I told you guys, that I was here to bring Blockbuster. And who do I have with me right here? My partner, Mike Hanley. Take this as a small preview of things to come for 2020. Blockbuster Video has dominated the single tournament so far, and it's gonna dominate the team league next year.
I'm playing someone in the title match who I'm a big fan of, someone who I'm good friends with. I've known for quite some time in this community, and we haven't really had a chance to play one-on-one in this type of format before, so this is going to be an interesting test of knowledge between each other.
What's up, partner?
How's it going, man? I have not seen you for 6 months. Where have you been? All I keep finding around the store are VHS copies of Ghostbusters that need to be rewound. Have you been coming in the store overnight and watching them? Not doing your job? What's going on?
And I'm looking to get that belt, and I've done some things in Warzone in multiplex that I never thought I would do, and I plan to continue that streak.
And I have been actually preparing at night for this, but I know you got my back, right?
Oh yeah, you're gonna kick his ass, man.
I'm gonna win this match, and that belt's gonna be mine.
Making 2 belts, so that's actually pretty fun. I don't know if it's gonna make it 3 belts, because we're here to make Blockbuster great. One more. Let's do this.
What's up, Face-Off fanatics? Welcome back once again. It is time for the movie trivia face-off. It is time for another movie trivia matchup, a contest of champions, of wills, and of that movie trivia brain they've got locked up top. That's right. We've got Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro stepping into the ring. A tough competitor to be sure. He earned his way here, but so did his opponent, Jake the Maestro Marangione, and they are facing off for the first ever, the inaugural movie trivia face-off championship of the world. Of course, it wouldn't be a match without the elk here, but today I'm playing second fiddle. That's right. We've got a legend on the desk with us. He is a member of Corruption. He is a tag team champion in the movie trivia Schmodown. That's right. A man who's familiar with those championship matches, the Cobra, Chance Ellison. Chance, it's amazing to have you here.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me. It's always, it's always fun to be on this side of the table and not on their side of the table. So I'm glad to be here.
And we are thrilled to have you here for this, the first ever title match in the movie trivia face-off. It's been an amazing year to get us here. And Chance, you have some experience in these matches. I've got to ask you, what's the key when you're stepping into a championship match, a 5-rounder? What do you have to keep in mind to make sure that you play your best game and come out with the victory?
Well, there's a couple things. First of all, it's a longer match, so you got to pace yourself. use your repeats wisely. Take a breath. Take it easy. But you got to keep that competitive nature always in the back of your mind. Now, these two guys, I've pretty much known since my days in the family. I know how dominant Jake and Nazario can be. This is gonna be a great match.
You are absolutely correct. It is definitely going to be a great match, a historic matchup. We are ready to go. So let's get our competitors on in here. Introducing first. He is known as Mr. VHS, and he is a #1 contender for the movie trivia face-off championship of the world. This is Nazario Montenegro.
Be kind and rewind, guys. Let's do it.
That's right. Be kind, rewind. And with Nazario sitting in his position, he's ready to go. We're going to bring in his opponent. Another absolute monster of movie trivia. Also, your #1 contender in the championship matchup. He is Jake, the Maestro Marangione.
I know you're the Cobra Chance, but you're the Titan in all of our hearts.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we've got two amazing competitors. Gentlemen, you are here. You are ready. You got your whiteboards and your markers. Let's find out. Let's get going with this matchup. Who's going to be the champion? Will it be Mr. VHS? Will it be the Maestro? Nazario, are you ready to go?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right, Jake, how about you? You ready to do this?
Right here, right now.
All right, Chance, and if you're ready.
I am.
All right, so we are ready, and folks like that, it is on. Let's get ready to face off. Gentlemen, you've been here before, but this is a 5-round matchup. We're going to go ahead and get into round #1 for you first. Here are the rules for the first round. Competitors will receive questions from various categories in the movie trivia face-off galaxy. You will have 8 questions. Each question is worth 1 point. When asked a question, you will write the answer on your whiteboard and show it to us and verbalize it when we call you after 15 seconds. No penalty will be assessed for missing a question. And if you get all 8 questions correct, you will be awarded a bonus question worth 1 point only to those who've gotten all 8 questions perfect so far. Throughout the match, you will have 3 JTE rules or repeats. If you did not hear a question, you want to buy yourself some time, use a JTE, and you have 1 challenge available to you. With that, gentlemen, you're ready. Let's get into this. Chance, how about you take the first question?
Give me the wordy one. Awesome. All right, your first question comes in the category of horror/thriller. The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular Sally Hardis and her invalid brother Franklin. Is the first line of narration in which horror film?
Well, Chance, that's a mouthful for sure. I do apologize. Wasn't looking at the length when I tossed it over to you, but a tough question.
That's okay. I do quite enjoy this film, though. I also like the sequel. The sequel gets a bum out.
Indeed. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have our pens down, and we will go first to Nazario.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
That is correct for a point.
That's
and
correct.
Jake.
I said the Amityville Horror.
Nazario draws first blood.
That's right. Tough one right out of the gate. He's down a point, but it is only the first question. Gentlemen, a lot more to go in this round and a lot more rounds to go after that. Let's get to your second question. In the category of 2000s, who plays bounty hunter Carson Wells in No Country for Old Men?
Love this film.
Oh, a great movie, Chance. In a year of great movies, really fantastic cinema coming out.
Oh, 100%. 2007 was a fantastic year.
And 5, 4, Chance giving you a bonus in case that comes up later. 3, 2, 1, pens down. Let's go to the maestro.
One of my all-time favorites, Woody Harrelson.
Big fan. I've been told I look a little like him. And Nazario.
Nah, I said Tommy Lee Jones.
The Sheriff.
Oh, tie game.
That's right, 1-1.
All right. Next question comes in the category of animated. Animated, personal favorite of mine. Who voices the arcade owner, Mr. Litwack, in Ralph Breaks the Internet?
This is a fun movie, and that John C. Reilly, definitely a real chameleon in acting. He's in everything.
Oh, absolutely. And he doesn't get enough credit for how good of an actor he really is. He's got a lot of range.
Truly versatile. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nazario.
Is it Ed O'Neill?
Yes, it is Ed O'Neill. That's a point for Nazario. Jake, can you match him?
No, I can't. I just said Alan Tudyk.
Oh, close. I mean, he was in the movie. He was in the movie.
Not a bad choice. Alan Tudyk, another one of those actors who shows up in just about everything. Let's keep it going for you, boys. In the category of
especially every
modern
Disney movie.
Yes, indeed. Always in the Disney movies. And those Star Wars ones, which I hear there's a new one. Question number 4, gentlemen, is coming to you in the category of modern classics. Your question is, which Long Island Railroad station is prominently featured in the climax of the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? We're looking for the subway or railroad station in Long Island.
Another fantastic film. I love this. I adore this film.
You know, I sat down and watched this one for the first time very recently. It is a dense watch. There's a lot going on. Really great performances. 5, 4.
100%. This is my favorite Jim Carrey movie, actually.
Well, there you go. Another factoid for you. His favorite Jim Carrey movie. And gentlemen, pens down. We will go with Jake.
I don't know. I just know it from the movie Montague.
Oh, so very close to the correct answer.
So close.
So close. Nazario, did you make it?
I don't know about spelling, but is it Montauk Station?
Your spelling is correct, and so is your answer. Montauk is the answer. Nazario going up 3-1.
I know exactly what I was confusing it with.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. We get it, Jake. You know Shakespeare. Your next question comes in the category of comedies. Two actors. Thank you. Two actors play Patches O'Houlihan in Dodgeball, a True Underdog Story. Name one. Very generous. You asked for two, but name one.
Both actors that I very much enjoy.
Even though one has a certain reputation.
Unfortunately. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I believe that you may have been referring to the Simpsons and Apu controversy with that comment. Who knows? Could be something else. All right.
Actually, I was not.
I know, Chance. I'm covering for the kids. Let's hear it, Jake.
Well, I was going to write Hank Azaria, but I also just put Rip Torn.
Rip Torn is correct for a point.
That's incorrect. We're looking for crazy ass Rip Torn. Crazy ass Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Indeed. Nazario, do you have an answer?
Rip Torn.
Rip Torn is correct, maintaining his 2-point lead as we move forward. All right, gentlemen.
Don't you have the next one? Yeah.
We're going to go on to your next question, which is in the category of movie quotes. In which 1967 film can you hear the quote, "What we've got here is a failure to communicate"? Famous movie line, Chance.
Quotes, notoriously hard category.
Very, very difficult. Everybody always, you got to just know which movie you're looking for, and sometimes it just won't pop up. And they've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go with Nazario.
I love how they play this in the Guns N' Roses song, Cool Hand Luke.
Yes, indeed. Cool Hand Luke. And Jake, Cool Hand Luke as well. Well done, gentlemen.
All right, next question comes in the category of drama. What 2013 Richard Linklater film features the characters Jesse and Celine facing their struggling marriage?
I think the clues in this one, Chance, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but it might be the year that they're going to want to look at.
Yeah, it's the year, or I think in the case of one of these, it's going to be the character's names.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead with the Maestro.
Release the top 100, right, Nazario? Before midnight.
And Nazario. There it is. All right, gentlemen, you have one question remaining in this round. No perfect rounds on the table, no repeats or challenges used. And the score is currently 6-4. Jake looking to close the gap to 1. Nazario looking to maintain his lead. Here you go, boys. In the category of holiday films, what year saw the release of Babes in Toyland starring Laurel and Hardy? Going old school on this question for sure.
100%. I mean, busting out a little classic comedy.
Laurel and Hardy, definitely a classic comedy duo.
I have not seen this movie, but I have seen the Stan and Ollie biopic, which is really good. You should watch it.
I will take that under advisement from Chance in 3, boys. 2 and 1. And we will go to Nazario.
Blind as a bad guess, 1962.
1962, considerably later than the year we were looking for. Does the Maestro have it?
Nope, it's 10 years lower, 1952.
Still about 18 years too late, 1934. True classic Hollywood cinema, and a final score for round number 1 of 6-4. What do you think of the performances so far, Chance?
I mean, these are pretty tough questions, but it's still anybody's game.
Absolutely. Well, the questions do have to be tough, folks, because it is, as mentioned, for the title, all the marbles, everything is on the line today. And Nazario in a good position with his 2-point lead as we move on to round number 2. Well, an exciting round number one. Some tough questions coming their way. They know what they're in for at this point. 5 rounds to a finish. This is round number 2. And gentlemen, here are your rules for the second round, also known as the wheel round. The wheel round will consist of 4 questions from various movie trivia categories. You will have a spin at the wheel, and you will land on a category. Each of those categories has corresponding questions, and if you do not like what you initially land on, you may spin again only once if you do not land on opponent's choice, which you must keep. You still have all your repeats and all your challenges. Gentlemen, your questions will be worth 2 points apiece. If you do not know the answer, you may go to multiple choice. If you do so, the question value will be reduced to 1 point. If you miss your question or give an incorrect answer, your opponent will have the chance to steal the points at their current value. 2 points without multiple, 1 point with multiple choice. And Mr. VHS is in the lead 6-4. So Nazario, I will go to you and ask, would you like to spin the wheel first or defer to your opponent, the Maestro?
I'll go first.
All right, Mr. VHS is going to spin. We're going to bring up the wheel here, folks. And Mr. VHS and Maestro, your categories on the wheel for today will be new releases, famous actors and actresses, Oscars, modern classics, movie quotes, biopics, Sly and Arnie, View Askewniverse, 90s movies, Spielberg, and of course, opponents and spinner's choice. Nazario, when you are ready, give me that high sign and we will spin the wheel.
Spin it.
All right, wheel is spinning. He does not want to hit opponent's choice. Lots of categories on there. I'm sure he's got one he's looking for in particular. Will that category be his first spin of Sly and Arnie? You have landed on Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Nazario, would you like to keep it?
Spinning.
All right, we are going to spin that wheel one more time. Nazario, you will be given whatever category it lands on. Let's hope that was a good spin for you. As it goes all the way around to spinner's choice on the wheel for Nazario Montenegro. Anything he wants. Now the question chance, he doesn't want to screw this up, is getting the right category, one he's good in, and his opponent will not take those crucial steals.
If I'm going to be worth my salt, I should take my strength, so give me BSQ.
What a We've got View Askewniverse coming at Nazario Montenegro. I will ready the questions, and in this round, Nazario, I will be asking your questions. Chance will be asking questions to your opponent, Jake the Maestro. Nazario, here we go. Your first question in View Askewniverse. In Dogma, who says, no pleasure, no rapture, no exquisite sin greater than central air?
Actor or character?
We are looking for the name of the character.
Azrael.
Azrael is correct, and I'm sure he would have been able to tell us that it was Jason Lee portraying him. All right. So far, so good. Nazario, question number 2. The original contestant on Truth or Date dies of a brain embolism after swimming how many laps in the YMCA swimming pool in Mallrats?
I can tell you it's Julie Dwyer. Why don't you ask me that? Give me the multiples.
All right, he is going to multiple choice. Reduce the value of the question. Here are your multiple choice options, Nazario. A, 37. B, 300. C, 700. D, 1,000. Good pull onto multiple choice. If you don't know the answer, I think, Chance, give him a chance to think about it. Give him a couple options, one of which could get him a point.
Yeah.
700.
Gotta play the odds.
Your answer is 700, and the gamble works out for him. That's right, 700 for a point. That's going to give you 3 so far in this round with 2 questions remaining. Your third and penultimate question in this round, Mark Ellis shout out. Who confesses that he has been chasing Amy for years in the film Chasing Amy?
Silent Bob.
Silent Bob is correct for 2 more big points. That's going to bring him to 5 and 1 question left to go for a nearly perfect round, Nazario. Who plays Dante Hicks's fiance, Emma, in Clerks 2? We are looking for the name of the actor.
Jennifer Schwalbach. Smith. Jennifer Schwalbach, then she married him, became Smith.
We will accept Jennifer Schwalbach or Jennifer Schwalbach hyphenate Smith. That's correct. The real life Silent Bob's wife. All right, that is a heck of a round. Nazario, 7 points going up, bringing you to 13 total. Your opponent, Jake, sitting on 4, so he's going to want to have a strong second round. Chance will be asking his questions, but first, we've got to bring that wheel back up for you, Jake. And the wheel is ready, Jake. Whenever you're ready, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And the wheel is spinning. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. That one's a Bibiani shout out because we all love the schmodown here. And it's landing on, oh my goodness, what a day, what a wheel. Spinner's choice.
Give me Oscars.
What are the odds?
What?
I mean, if he's going to choose his track, it's unfair.
We're going for Oscars.
All right, Jake, you have 4 questions in the category of Oscars. Good luck. Question number 1. Halle Berry won Best Actress for her role in which film?
Monsters Ball.
That is correct for 2 points.
Good start.
Your second question. How many Oscar nominations did Apocalypse Now earn?
Difficulty seems to be ramping up with this one.
You're telling me.
I mean, I don't want to brag, Chance, but I knew that first question, and if I know it, it's not that hard. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
I'm gonna say 8.
That is correct for 2 points.
Absolutely correct. Well done.
All right, question 3. Who's the only person to win back-to-back Oscars for Best Supporting Actor?
Jason Robards.
That is correct for 2 points.
Making it look easy.
Making up a lot of ground here.
Mm-hmm.
Last question. Dustin Hoffman received the Best Actor nomination for what 1997 film?
Wag the Dog.
2 more points.
And there it is, a perfect second round by Jake. 7 points by Nazario. This is exactly what we expected and what you want to see out of a match. All right, gentlemen. So at the end of round number 2, your scores are 13-12. Jake closing the gap 1 more point and pulling it to within the narrowest of possible margins. Ooh, this is a slugfest so far, and why wouldn't it be? They're going for a belt, and whether or not they'll get to wear the real thing around their waist, those bragging rights sure do feel good, don't they, Chance?
Yes, they do. I can vouch.
Yes, you certainly can, because you've worn that belt before. Gentlemen, doing well so far as we move on in to round number 3. Round number 3 is, of course, going to be the betting round. All right, in a close-fought match so far, Jake really keeping it tight with Nazario. 1 point separates them both, and this is a round that can change everything. Real swings can happen here in the betting round, round number 3. Gentlemen, all JTE rules and all challenges still in effect. What we're going to do here for you is we're going to spin that wheel 1 more time. When we spin the wheel, it's going to come up with a category. Once you see the category, you will be required to write a bet down on your boards. Once you have your bets in place, you will show them to myself and Chance so we know how much you have wagered. At that point, you will be asked the question. You will have 15 seconds to answer. If you get the question correct, you will receive the amount of points you wagered from 0 to 3. If you get it incorrect, you will lose that many points. If you are both ready, we're going to go ahead and go back to that wheel 1 more time. And it's ceremonial, but I still have to do it, technically speaking. Mr. VHS, you are in the lead, so go ahead and spin that wheel.
Spin the wheel.
And here we go. If the wheel has a pattern today, we might see, no, it looks like it's going past it, and it's landing on Senor Spielbergo. Senor Spielberg.
Feels like we landed on his strength, but yeah, let's do it.
I need Mike Hanley for this.
All right, Spielberg, a huge director, and Chance Ellison will be asking you your question. But before he does that, gentlemen, please write down your wagers on your boards. And once you are both ready, please let me know.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, your wagers are in. Nazario, how much did you bet?
2.
2 points bet by Nazario and Jake.
2.
All right, 2 points bet apiece. Chance, take it away.
All right. Now, your question in Spielberg. How many films starring Tom Hanks have been directed by Steven Spielberg? And you will get extra time on this one.
We will definitely give you 20 seconds on this one. You know, it's interesting. One of these on this list is not everybody's favorite, but I'm a big fan of it, Chance, and I watched it just the other night. I think just from the list, you might be able to narrow it down to 1 or 2 that I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've had this conversation with other people who feel the exact same way.
Hey, I know it's not the best movie in the world, but sometimes it is fun to sit down and watch it. But Spielberg, man, so many great films. And Tom Hanks, a constant collaborator. And gentlemen, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Nazario, let's see what you have.
God, Mike is going to kill me if I miss this. I don't know. 5.
All right, Saving Private Ryan, Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, Bridge of Spies, and The Post makes 5 movies for 2 big points.
Yeah!
There you go, gentlemen. Well fought and staying
2 points across the board.
This is exactly what I wanted when I got here today, Chance. I knew these guys were titans. I knew they knew their stuff, but they are fighting hard, putting up a lot of points and keeping it very, very exciting. I'm thrilled by that. 15-14 as we move into your next round. All right, and in this hard-fought championship match to crown the inaugural Movie Trivia Face-Off champion with our special guest, Chance Ellison, a man who knows a thing or two about a belt around your waist, we've got a hard-fought contest. It's 15-14, and gentlemen, this is round number 4 of 5. Once again, all JTEs, all challenges still in effect, have not used a single one yet, and here are the rules for round number 4. In round number 4, we cannot have a buzzer round, so instead, we're going to have a board round. You're going to get back your whiteboards, and we're going to ask you 5 questions. You're going to write down these questions on your board as we ask them, and you're going to show them once we finish counting down. A correct answer in this round will net you 1 point. An incorrect answer or no answer will cost you 1 point. So get an answer on those boards, even if it's a guess, you never know. All right, and Chance, I will take the first question, and you can take the next one after that. I'm just looking now and just seeing, Chance, if there's anything that's particularly wordy. If so, I'm going to make sure that I get it, but I think we're okay.
I think we're all right. We're all right.
We all right. I'll take it. We all right from Chance Ellison. That's made my day, my year, but I'm going to be the guy who says, and your winner at the end of this. So I'm going to have another good moment before the end of this match. All right. Actually, you know what, Chance? I'll give that one to you if you'd like, because you are our special guest and you definitely deserve the honor. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Gentlemen, round number 4. 5 questions coming at you. Question number 1 of 5. Who portrayed gambler Doc Holliday in 1994's Wyatt Earp? Pretty suitable that we got a question about a gambler and a question where your points can go up and down depending on what you put on the board.
That is true. Only a little bit more predictable. This is round 3 instead of this one.
Oh, that round 3 is going to be definitely say. Repeat the question used by Jake. That is your first one.
Oh, our first repeat.
Hey, got to use them sometimes. Your question, who portrayed gambler Doc Holliday in 1994's Wyatt Earp? Doc Holliday been on screen a lot of times, Chance. They've definitely made some movies about him, so you got to just make sure. I think that's a good repeat.
Yeah, because hearing this question, your mind... Yeah, I mean, hearing this question, your mind one place, but this isn't it.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Nazario, show me your board.
Is it Val Kilmer?
It is not Val Kilmer. Nazario goes down to 14.
That's Tombstone.
Jake?
That's I had Val Kilmer and then I used to repeat, and it's Quaid.
That is correct. The score has flipped. It is now 15-14 in favor of Jake. Well done.
Not fast.
And Chance will be asking your next question.
Yeah, I mean, Tombstone's natural go-to, so I understand that mistake. Next question. In 2009's Avatar, what mineral is being mined?
Come on, guys. Movies suck. They watch it once.
Yeah, not all the questions can be about a movie from 1934, but sometimes you just have to see one of the most profitable films of all time. We are sorry.
What was formerly the most profitable film of all time?
Thanks, Disney.
Can't wait for that to come out in 96.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
No, this is thanks James Cameron. Don't blame Disney for this.
1. Jake.
Is it like unobtainium?
It is an unobtainable substance that is named unobtainium.
That is stupid, but that's correct.
Gets the point, Nazario.
I do not have an obtain.
Oh, and so far, not great in round number 2. That's a 4-point swing thus far, putting us at 13-16. 3 points down going into your third question, but hey, anything can happen. Make up some ground on this one, perhaps. Nazario. The quote, "You had me at hello," is said by which actor?
Now you see, it was called unobtainium because they could not obtain it.
You know, that James Cameron is quite the screenwriter.
That makes sense now.
5.
Is it?
3.
It all clicks.
1. And gentlemen, can you scrunch up your faces real hard and see if you can get the correct answer on this one? Nazario.
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger is correct. Jake, do you maintain your lead?
I see what you did there.
All right, so that's 1 for Nazario, 1 for Jake.
Right.
Nazario going in the right direction, but still behind.
All right, your next question. Mos Def and Jack Black star in 2008 comedy. I think this one's pretty underrated. I enjoy this one quite a bit.
You know, honestly, I think that Mos Def is underrated as an actor. I think he's got a lot of range. He's in a lot of movies I really enjoy, including this one. And I got to tell you, Chance.
Absolutely.
Repeat.
We have a repeat.
All right, repeat. Mos Def and Jack Black star in what 2008 comedy?
Yeah, big fan.
Yes, I do agree. Mos Def, really underrated as an actor. He's really great. Love the guy.
Kind of ironic because Jack Black actually has some chops that people don't give him credit for occasionally. He's done some decent dramatic work before, although he's still always Jack Black. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will go to Jake.
That'll be the underrated Be Kind Rewind.
And I will be disappointed if Nazario does not have it.
That is correct.
I don't have it.
Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony.
I forgot about that.
That's a big, big hit. Nazario down 2 points so far in this round, putting him at 13 to Jake's 18 points. Nazario really hoping for a hit on this final question and really hoping that Jake misses it. Gentlemen, your question is, who directed 2008's The Hurt Locker? You know, I want to make a comment about this one, Chance, but I'll save it till the countdown's done. I think it might be a little bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, you don't want to give away this question now.
And 5, 4, I think we'll get it anyway.
Tense match like this.
3, 2, 1. I have a good feeling that both of them will get someone who it's ironic we're talking about after James Cameron. Let's go with Nazario.
That Mos Def question is going to haunt me, guys.
All right, Catherine Bigelow is correct.
Catherine Bigelow.
There it is. Jake with the perfect round, bringing him to a grand total of 19 points. Not so good for Nazario. Drops 3, picks 2 back up to end at 14. A 5-point gap, which I believe some have referred to, Chance, as the magic number going into the final round. You don't want to be behind by more than 5 or your chances usually evaporate. Now it's only one question that has to be missed for him to still be alive.
That is correct, yes.
All right, so great competitive strategy to come in as we go to round number 5. All right, movie trivia face-off. Fans, you face-off fanatics out there, this is what it all comes down to. This season is almost over. The new year is almost upon us, and not just a new year, but a brand new champion. The first ever movie trivia face-off champion of the world will be crowned in round number 5. Gentlemen, I'll give you the rules. You'll slug it out. Best of luck to both of you. Here's your rules for round 5. In round 5, the competitors will be asked for 3 numbers. These numbers will range from 1 to 20. Each of these numbers will correspond to a movie trivia category. You will be asked 3 questions. The first will be worth 2 points, the second worth 3 points, and the third worth 5 points. Obviously, there is no stealing in this round. You do have 2 repeats each and 1 challenge remaining should you wish to challenge a question. Gentlemen, one more time I will ask you. Nazario, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Jake, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Jake, you are in the lead. The score is currently 19 to 14. What 3 numbers would you like to choose?
11, 3, and 1.
I have 11, I have 3, and I have 1 for Jake and Nazario. Your questions, please.
2, 3.
3 has been selected.
4.
4.
And 5.
All right, that is 2, 4, and 5. Your questions, should you be asked them, Jake, will be asked by Chance Ellison, the Cobra himself. But we will begin with Nazario because you are trailing by 5 points at this moment. Nazario, your first category. You selected category number 2. This corresponds to the category of mixed bag, so could be anything. Your question for 2 points. What totem did Dumbo believe gave him the ability to fly in the 1941 film?
A black feather.
A magic feather or a black feather? I think that's perfectly acceptable for 2 points, bringing you to 16 and within 3 points.
I give it to him.
I'm absolutely agreeing with that. I think that is definitely the correct answer, and nobody's going to argue he didn't know it. Let's go on and see if you can tie this up. Nazario, if you get this, it will be tied, and we will throw back to Jake, your opponent. Question is going to be from category number 4. That is going to correspond to scores and soundtracks. And your question is, who scored 2014's The Imitation Game? This is another tough category for some competitors. There's a few names that always get thrown out. Let's see if he can come up with the right composer.
Okay, I'm going to go with my standard answer for everything post 2008, Michael Giacchino.
That is incorrect. The answer is Alexandre Desplat. Ooh, that is tough. That is tough. And that means, Chance, we are here. We're on the borderline, the precipice, the very cusp of a championship. Because Nazario, with 2 repeats remaining and only 1 question left, if you do not get this, you will be eliminated via TKO, and Jake will be the first ever movie trivia face-off champion of the world. If you can hit this, you throw it back and you still have a chance. You will still be alive. Your category.
What's the score? Sorry, what's the score, Jay?
The score is currently 16 to 19. You have a 3-point lead.
All right.
Nazario, category number 5. I will not fake laugh. This is a somber moment. It's comedies. Your question is...
I'll fake laugh.
What gives Chevy Chase's character superpowers in the 1981 film Modern Problems?
Oh my God. I never heard of this movie in my life.
5, 4, 3.
Congratulations, Jakey, 3 belts. Let's go shoot with milk.
All right, and I am a man of my word, so I will turn it over to Chance Ellison to make the announcement. Chance, take it away.
And your winner and new movie trivia face-off champion of the world, Jake the Maestro Marangoni. Looking for exposed to nuclear waste. Exposed to nuclear waste.
The same way everyone gets superpowers. Well, Jake.
Nuclear waste. Nuclear waste, spiders.
I cannot believe this. That was a hard-fought match all the way to the end. Some really tough questions, and man, that round 4 really got him. But he went all the way through the tournament, all the way to the end. Couldn't quite close it out. Mr. VHS, I'm sure we'll see a lot of you next season, and I'm looking forward to it because you are a great competitor, but there can be only one man standing on top of the movie trivia face-off mountain, and today, that man is Jake the Maestro Marangoni. If you want him off that mountain, you better come with some knowledge and try to take him down because he is your champion. What do you think of that match, Chance?
It was a real back and forth one. I mean, Zario built a lot of momentum going, in the first few rounds, but then that gain one, lose one round came right to Jake's favor. He got a bunch. Zario missed a couple. Be Kind Rewind, especially. I know that one's gonna haunt him. But yeah, I mean, toward the end, Jake just really hit his stride, and that's what you need to do in these championship matches.
That's right. You got to put your foot on that pedal and never let up. It was an amazing matchup from both. And hey, that one round made all the difference in the world. If you take those points away, Nazario's still fighting. Jake's answering a couple more questions. But in the end, it doesn't matter because only one man can be the winner. He is your champion. He is the greatest in the league for now. Come and get him, folks. And we are going to take it away to some interviews.
For now.
Your winner, Jake the Maestro Marangoni, and his opponent, Nazario Mr. VHS Montenegro.
Thank you very much for that, Elk and Chance. My name is Corey Morissette, bringing you the interviews here today. And what a classic match to end off 2019 here in the movie trivia face-off. A fantastic bout between the eventual champion, the Maestro, and our guest here today, Mr. VHS, Nazario, with your manager, Mike, Mr. DVD. You got to be pleased with how you performed in that match.
I was okay with it until I started losing. And another thing I gotta say, I watched this for nothing. Not a single question. Come on.
That's a shame. No Ghostbusters questions, but after round 1, you were actually in the lead, 6-4. You had to feel pretty good at the end of round number 1 there.
Actually, I did feel pretty good. I am personally shocked that I could hold that for 3 rounds. I don't know if you look back on the Discord history when the tournament was first announced. I myself posted a bracket that I could get until I meet Jake, and then I would lose. And everybody was like, "What the hell are you posting that for?" I was like, "I know the guy. The guy's a freak, and he has proven it on every league he has played. So I'm good. I guess not Jake good."
But you're no slouch, and you made your way through this tournament bracket with pretty easy, I would say. You made your way through to end up in the final here tonight. No small feat. You did have the lead after round 1. Now round 2, the wheel was your friend on the second spin, giving you spinner's choice. You went with your strength. View a Skewniverse. Had to go to multiple choice a couple times, though. That had to make you a little... Once,
and it's weird. I would say that I know most of the VOSQ universe upside and backside, but that is the one thing nobody had ever asked me before. And once I heard it, I was like, "Oh, right," but I just couldn't come up with it straight up.
Okay, and of course, Maestro goes perfect in round 2. Mr. DVD, how are you feeling after 2 rounds with your boy with a slim 1-point lead?
Hey, I don't want him to hang his head low. Nazario, Jake is a monster. He really is, but so are you, man. And he went perfect in round 4. You can't really do too much with that. Once that happens, unless you're going perfect with him, there's no way to stay in. But you played your butt off in this match, man. I always believe in you. I know you're going to be back here, and I know you're going to give it another shot at him, and you're going to take him out. You're going to beat him.
Now let's talk about round 4 a little bit, because round 3 was a wash. You both bet 2 points. You both got it right. Round 4 was something a little different here, though. We don't have buzzers, so we went with a board round where you lose a point for every one that you get wrong. You had the lead going into that, and round 4 was not your friend here today.
I think it would have played a little bit different. Maybe not the outcome of the match, but yeah, I mean, if I had the choice of just stay quiet when I don't know it and do not lose the points, I probably only answer the 2 I know. He gets his 5 points, and I'm only down by 2. So I answer my next question, and we're tied up. I don't know. Maybe that affects the. I don't know. Maybe the momentum makes it a more exciting last round, but not sure with those numbers I picked if it would have been a big difference, because scores and soundtracks is a yikes for me.
Now, you were down by 5 going into round 5. This is for both you and Mr. DVD. Getting a little nervous at that point? Like, this is the championship match. You're down by 5 against a legend like Jake. Palms getting a little sweaty there, maybe?
Not really. Like I said, it's basically the categories. I don't know why, but I always seem to pick out the things that I don't know. So I got the 2. I was figuring, well, if I hit animation or if I hit something directors or something more of my speed, I can probably go back up and make him answer some questions, and maybe he can get screwed with the bad questions. But it just wasn't in the cards today. I try not to overthink the numbers, honestly. A lot of people believe in lucky numbers and stuff. I just go with the lowest available one. So whatever happens. Mixed bag, hey!
It just wasn't your night tonight, but a tremendous 2019 for Mr. VHS. Mike, Nazario, what do you guys have planned for 2020? You're going to come back strong here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off?
100%. Blockbuster's coming.
This is what's coming for 2020. I mean, Singles League is fun and all, and like you mentioned, I'm pretty solid on it. I haven't won a belt yet. Maybe that will happen, maybe not, but what I can tell you for sure is we're going for those tag team belts, because Blockbuster has been great and we will make it great again. You can't believe that.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. DVD and his client, Mr. VHS. A tremendous match here. Definitely a contender, I think, for Match of the Year. Nothing to hang your head in shame about. It was a tremendous match. Congratulations on a great year, and we're going to be right back with our new champion. And we are back with our new undisputed champion of the Movie Trivia Face-Off, Jake, the Maestro Marangoni. Got to be feeling good after that classic match here tonight, Jake.
Yeah, this is a good match. I kind of went into this. I don't want to say underprepared. I came into this just relaxed, not even stressing about it. Just I kind of in my head was like, you know what, whatever happens, happens, and you can't really, alter the fate, destiny that much. So I was just gonna play and see how it goes, because I think that's in the end it really comes down to just your knowledge and the way you play the game. And I knew that if I was close throughout the entire match, then I would have a shot. And as it turns out, I did.
Well, you haven't stressed too much in this tournament. You've kind of breezed through the 3 rounds here, including knocking myself out in my first and only match here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. But after that match, I knew you'd be a force to reckon with, and you're immediately my pick to win the thing. And thank you for making me look smart.
Yeah, you were absolutely 100% correct on that. But it was a good match playing you. It was a good match playing Jimmy and Ryan. Everyone, I don't want to say I never underestimated all 3 of my competitors previous to Nazario. Any other day, any day, you could win. You could be the best player and pick the greatest champion or whatever. It just comes down to luck of the draw. And I was just, I guess, it came my way. And also, you did give me a strength and an opponent's choice. So, I mean, who knows what could have happened if that changed.
There you go. Now, that calm demeanor really kind of helped you after round 1. You were down 6-4. Some people, especially in a championship match, might have been gripping the whiteboard a little tightly after that. But you seem just calm, cool, and even, ready to go into the wheel round.
Yeah, I knew that, well, because it was 5 rounds, it wasn't 3, so I knew there was more chances to get the lead and to get as many points as I could. As long as as long as luck had kind of favored me in the later rounds, and I almost didn't think that way from when Nazario got a spin. So I was like, okay, so I can kind of see where the match is leaning towards. But I just kept it calm and just like, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to get in round 2. It could benefit me, and you know what happened.
And then round 2, as fate would have it, both of you spun Spinner's Choice. No hesitation on your part, even though I bet you had quite a few strengths on that wheel. You went with Oscars. Is that your number 1 category?
That is probably my number 1 category, yeah. There's a couple of other strengths that I thought about going with Nazario, but, he's never been strong at Oscars, and it's like my number 1 strength. And also, in this league, I've never really been able to use it as a strength. So, I mean, I'm sure he felt bad getting the spinners and having the lead after round 1, but I think it made it fair that we both got our strengths. And as I proved, I'm like the second best Oscar guy in this community, second to Jeremy. So, I'm very happy that I did well in that category.
You were just trailing by 1 going into round 3, which of course was a wash. You both got 2 points there. But then heading into round 4, that speed run could really throw a lot of people off. But again, nice and calm. Even used the repeat when you had to on that Wyatt Earp question, because a lot of people forget that there was 2 Wyatt Earp films pretty close together in the 90s there.
Yeah, so when I heard the question, I was like, okay, well, Buck Holiday, it's got to be Val Kilmer, Tombstone, and I'd just seen that film like a couple of weeks ago, so that was kind of like fresh in my mind. And then when I had the answer down and they were counting down, I was like, wait a minute, did they say? I don't remember them saying Tombstone, so I used a repeat just to make sure they said Wyatt Earp. When I was Wyatt Earp, I was like, okay, so wait, who is Val Holiday? So I just had to kind of go in my head of who was in the film. I knew Costner wasn't, and I knew Madsen wasn't, so I was like, okay, I think Dennis Quaid is, and so I had to try and remember his name, and I couldn't. So I just tried to think of Randy Quaid, and that made me think of Dennis. So as you can see, I was rushing in like the countdown. So I was lucky to get that one. I'm very happy with that pull.
But a brilliant use of the repeat to get that pull. So that was a great job. You're up by 5 going into the final round. What's going through your mind when Nazario's getting these really tough questions, especially his 5-pointer, like a really obscure Chevy Chase movie from 1981?
Yeah, I mean, if Nazario didn't know that one, then I kind of felt that, that was a good chance that not a lot of people were going to know that. I mean, I kind of felt good after that one, but I also didn't want to hedge my bets and go, oh, yeah, well, I've definitely won this, all you have to do is just hit your 5, and then who knows what could have happened if I missed my 2 micro, we could have been going to sudden death, and that was a lot of, depending on how the points would have gone, but there was just so many other options that could have happened in that match that could have led to him winning. So I didn't want to over celebrate before the match. That could be people's downfall. And I just kept my calm and just waited for them to say, and you're a winner. And that's what happened.
And an extra thrill to be announced the winner from Chance Ellison, a movie trivia Schmodown legend.
Yeah, me and I don't want to tell like we're homies or anything, but me and Chance, we go a couple of years back. He actually hosted my first trivia match in this community, which was really nice, and that was also like a good performance to impress people and show I deserve to be here. And but no, it was cool to hear him say that. There's it does feel nice though, to get to this point. Regardless of the outcome, I just wanted a close match, and Nazario, he gave me a run for my money because he had the lead going into the majority of the match, and then I just kind of get favored in the last few rounds.
So tonight, definitely a Match of the Year candidate. Caps off a tremendous 2019 for you, but you got some big stuff coming up in 2020. First of all, let's talk about you got a title defense right off the hop against the number 1 contender, Michael Campbell. Me and Michael also go back. He's actually my partner in Warzone, and as you can see, he got me a belt, which I am eternally grateful for. But he earned his way here. I think everyone kind of forgot about him after his first loss. Started off 0-1, and now he's 3-1, 4-1. He's back in the title contention, and I don't know how we're gonna play that match out because. He's a good buddy, so we know each other very well. So are we going to play dirty, or are we just going to play like a gentleman? He could use a really, really strong strength against me. That's completely destroy me in that. But we'll see. I love Michael, so it'll be interesting to see how that happens. And I guess I got to get ready. It's one thing to win a belt. It's another thing to defend it. And I want to hold this belt for a while. It's going to be a tremendous match. I'm very much looking forward to it. Now, earlier tonight, we also had Full Metal Trivia versus Movie Trivia Face-Off. The flip of the coin on that is that you're going to have to face the Full Metal Trivia champion on their show in the new year, whoever the champion may be at that point. What are your feelings on that?
I'm going to assume it's Jeremy because he just can't be beaten. And I mean, technically speaking, I did beat him in Warzone. I got lucky there, I'm not going to lie. But that will be fun, I guess. You know, that's going to be like the 14th, 15th time we've played this entire in this I don't know, this community. So we went from not playing at all to playing all the time now. So, you know, I have so much respect for Jeremy. He's has a vast amount of knowledge, and I don't know how I'm going to view that match. I guess it's an exhibition match, but I'm just going to I enjoy that one. You know, I think my strategy with this match really just showed that, you know, as long as I just come in calm and focused and not even really worry about like how each round portrays with whoever's out in the lead, as long as I'm close and I just don't even think about how much I'm behind, I could win anything. So this at least gives me a good confidence for 2020.
Well, Maestro, you've played the MTFO beautifully this season. Your inaugural singles champion. Congratulations again. A tremendous match and a tremendous year. Thank you very much for your participation. Let's throw it back now to the desk with Andrew the Elk Kelk and Chance Ellison.
All right, thank you so much, Corey, for those wonderful interviews with our competitors today. Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro fighting hard, but in the end, only one man can stand on top of the mountain. He is the maestro, the man in charge. Jake Marignoni is your movie trivia face-off champion of the world. First man to ever have that said about him. And I want to throw a big thank you to my co-host here on the desk today, Chance Ellison. It's amazing to have you. As a huge fan of the Schmodown, it's a true honor to sit at the desk with you. And I do have one question before I let you go and say goodbye to all these wonderful fans, Chance. Jake Marignoni had a hard road to get here, but now everybody is going to be gunning for him. The target's on his back. Chance, you've been a champion. You're going to be a champion again in the future. What's your advice to Jake?
I mean, the same advice my coach always told me when I was in high school: enjoy your win for nights because the next day you're a target. So when someone comes a knocking, you better be ready. So Jake, the entire league, I have no idea how many people is after you right now. So good luck. And people coming after Jake, you better bring the knowledge because he's no joke.
That's right, Jake is no joke. He is Jakey Three Belts, as dubbed by his opponent, Mr. VHS. He's the maestro. He's the man on top of the mountain. He's the first ever movie trivia face-off champion. Damn, it's got to feel good for him to hear that one. And folks, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today on the movie trivia face-off and all year long. It's been an amazing journey for all of us. We've had some Schmodown personalities come in because this all began with the Schmodown. We're huge fans. We love everything they do. You should check them out and support them on Patreon. If you like what we're doing, you will love the Schmodown. And don't forget to thank all those other wonderful people out there making the movie trivia face-off happen for you. How about our editors, our question writers, our recording team, and everybody else who just gets in there every day. Their names are going to be scrolling by on the bottom of the screen. But I will say this to you folks, it's been an amazing year. It's going to be an even better year next year. We've got some great things coming. We've got a champion now to defend that title, and he's got competitors at his heels. As Nazario mentioned, we've got that tag team division coming up. I love the tag team matches. Chance, I know you love the tag team matches with your wonderful partner, Mike Kalinowski. So that's going to be real exciting to watch. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
It's all uphill from here.
And folks, the biggest thank you of all, of course, goes to you, the fans who tune in all the time and check us out. Remember to keep watching the movie Trivia Face-Off, and we'll keep bringing some amazing competitors to you. Congratulations today to our champion, Jake the Maestro Marignoni. Thank you to our competitors and to you for showing up and putting on this amazing, spectacular showdown today. We've just had a great time, and it's all coming back real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the year is over. We'll see you next year. And next time, we face off.